Hey, good morning, everyone from Central Texas. It's Dave, and we're back with our next reading of the Old Testament. For those of you that have been following along, you know that we're in the book of Genesis, and today we'll be starting chapter 17. If you don't have a Bible, remember you can go to Bible.com and read for free, or you can download the YouVersion app on any Android or iOS device. We are going to be reading out of the New King James Version today. And I think we're only going to be covering one topic, the sign of the covenant. Let's see here. Yep, for 27 verses. So if you're ready, I'm ready, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am Almighty God. Walk before me and be blameless. And I will make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. Then Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be the father of many nations. No longer shall your name be Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall come from you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you and your descendants after you in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be God to you and your descendants after you. Also I give to you and your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession. I will be their God. And God said to Abraham, As for you, you shall keep my covenant, and you and your descendants after you throughout their generations. This is my covenant which you shall keep between me and you and your descendants after you. Every male child among you shall be circumcised, and you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. He who is 8 days old among you shall be circumcised, every male child in your generation. He who is born in your house or bought with money from any foreigner who is not your descendant. He who is born in your house and he who is bought with your money must be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised male child who is not circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, that person shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Then God said to Abraham, As for Sarah your wife, you shall not call her, oh, there we go, Sarai, or Sarai your wife. You shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. And I will bless her, and also give you a son by her. Then I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of many nations. Kings of people shall be from her. Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? And Abraham said to God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before you. Then God said, No, Sarah your wife shall bear a son, and you shall call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. He shall beget 12 princes, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah shall bear to you at this set time next year. Then he finished talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. So Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all who were born in the house, and all who he had bought with his money, every male among them of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskins that very same day as God had said to him. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, and Ishmael his son was 13 years old, and he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. That very same day Abraham was circumcised, and his son Ishmael, and all the men of his house born in the house or bought with money from a foreigner were circumcised with him. Whew! All right, that was a little easier to read than some of the previous chapters that we've been reading. But I've been struggling reading the book of Genesis. There's some really good content in there, don't get me wrong. It's just some of it's really difficult to read. But anyways, thanks so much for joining me this morning. It looks like it might rain later. I don't know. We'll see. Looks kind of cloudy, a little dreary. A little chilly today too for Texas, but Anyways, I'll stop blabbering. Thanks so much for all of your support. I appreciate it so much. You all help this channel grow more than you can imagine. Without you, it's just me sitting here talking to a screen. So thank you all for the comments. Thank you for all of you sharing my videos. I appreciate it. From Central Texas, I hope you have a blessed Tuesday. God bless.
When life keeps falling and wonder where he is in all this mess, he's right there to guide you. Unseen, you're not alone.